There we go. Let's start over. Good morning. What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. It is November 24th. We have 2 days left of this awesome market. I mean, come on, guys. This is an awesome market, right? Yesterday, DPW being an absolute beast, over 200%. It's no supernova season, right? But still, there's nice consistency in the market, something that we have not seen in the past couple of weeks. So I was really happy to come into the market, have an awesome Money Monday, to see DPW consistently move up over 200% yesterday. I know I banked. I know you guys banked as well. That was the #1 stock. And we're going to be watching it again today with 3 others as well. We have some really good price action, really good movement in the market, good press releases. I mean, you name it. What an awesome week it is. We have 2 days left. Remember, Thursday, Thanksgiving. Obviously, we know that. But Friday is a half day. So the market, I believe, closes at 1 o'clock. So I do not expect to see Friday really active, any kind of hot volume, hot press releases. We will be here. But again, around 10:30, if it's really dead, really slow, and nothing's going on, we will definitely enjoy that weekend and, have some fun and come back fresh and prepared for our next Money Monday. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about what we have, the opportunities, the stocks, press releases, you name it. Let's get prepared and let's have some fun. So let's go ahead and start with DPW, because DPW was our big mover yesterday. Give me 1 second. It's like 50 degrees outside, but my office is like 90 degrees. I have a flannel on, burning up. There we go. Now we're ready to rock and roll. So again, DPW, I believe this is an 8 million in float stock. Yesterday it had traded, oh my goodness, it was like 200 million shares plus yesterday. So much activity, so much volume, so many traders focused on DPW, and it moved fairly well in post-market. We actually closed at $7.19. We were hitting highs of $9. This morning, highs of $9.54. Right now, we're trading around that $8.75. So I do not remember what the press release was yesterday, but I do know we had a press release. Brought in all of the action, all the volume. Everybody was focused on DPW, and it was our #1 top gainer. And we can definitely see another day continuation over on DPW. We are going to be gapping up a little over $1, about $1.50 to $1.60. So what I would expect to see, all of these swing traders getting in at $7.19. What do you think's going to happen? They're going to want to take their profit, right? The ones that were getting in the last minute right before the close at $7.19. They're going to wake up somewhere around $8.77, up over $1.50 in profit. They're going to want to take their profit. So I think we're actually going to see DPW sell off right at the start, very quick, very hard, right down, I would say, into the 780s to the $8 area. Then the traders that are prepared, that are smart, looking to buy the dip. So what's significant about 780 to $8? What was yesterday's highs? Sorry, I got thrown off with the YouTube notification. So anyway, so those were yesterday's highs, around that 780 to $8. So in my opinion, that's where traders are looking to go long if that level can hold up. So if we open up around 875 and we come crashing down $1 and we can shoot right back up and possibly break over the open, that's what I'm looking for. A possible washout long for a nice big squeeze over on DPW. I know there's a lot of traders looking at this. There's a lot of decent volume here in pre-market as well. So I think we have some great opportunity here on DPW. But if DPW cannot hold up, if it does not steal the volume, the activity, if it does not get the mob, the majority of buyers, we have some other great stocks with some other great potential as well. So moving on, we have FTEK. We actually talked about this about 25 minutes ago. We actually cannot find any news, right? So again, when we're doing our pre-market preparation, we have that checklist. Why is it moving, right? What's the float? How much is it gapping up? Is there news? What's the catalyst? Is there a chart pattern, right? We have to go through the checklist to make sure it's a stock that's worth looking at. So #1, catalyst. Well, we can't find any news, right? That's the biggest catalyst that we want to find. Good news, right? Is there a partnership? Did they meet their primary endpoints? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials. I mean, what is it? Why is the stock moving up? Well, there's no news. So what's #2? Is there any kind of technical chart pattern is the reason that this is moving up and not just a random pump, right? To where anything could happen. So we can kind of look at the daily chart and we can see that it was a little bit of a technical setup, right? We had some earnings. The stock was moving back November 11th, early this month, had a couple days of green, and then it just kind of slowly faded. But the nice thing is it came down to that 13-day moving average, held above. We actually started to like U-shape a little bit on the daily chart, right? So we started to kind of U-shape a little bit. Volume starts creeping in little by little. We start breaking over some of those technical levels from the 11th, from the 12th, and we have a big green day yesterday over on FTEK, and this thing is being an absolute beast. So yesterday, fantastic day, but it moved even better in post-market from a close of 282, hitting post-market highs of $5.23, now hitting pre-market highs of $6.65. Guys, I think this is our number one stock to watch. Between this and DPW, I like FTEK a little bit more. However, I still do like the mindset and the psychology aspect of DPW, with traders taking profits, getting washed out, buyers coming back in off yesterday's highs to push it up. I cannot tell you how many times we've seen a stock gap up, have a very quick 5-10 minute sell-off, and then it goes green on the day and it ends up being another top gainer for that day. So I'm really interested in DPW for that aspect, but FTEK just has the volume, right? This is where 90% of traders are, is right here on FTEK. It has the volume. It's a low float stock. It's trading 17 million shares, currently up 107%. Guys, this is, again, number one stock. So how high can this go? Where's support? Let's get prepared. So obviously we know we have high a day 665 resistance. So let's go ahead and talk about what if it breaks, right? What if it breaks over 665? How high can it go? Let's keep scrolling back on the daily chart as far as we can go back. And let's look to see if we have any significant areas that really stand out to us as far as overhead resistance over that 665. So the first thing I notice is, well, $7. Natural support, natural resistance. Over that, we have some upper shadows, some spiking highs right around that 735. And we're just doing the same thing, looking for significant areas on the daily chart. And I'm just marking those highs up, areas that look appealing to me, in which I'm convicted that, you know, if we come up to these levels, we'll probably have a little bit of selling pressure. So anything over high a day, $6.65, we could definitely see it up to 7, over 7 to 735, up to 8, 850, 922, and then $10. So FTEK can definitely really start taking on off. I mean, DPW yesterday was an absolute beast, completely blasted through every single resistance level with ease, set up very, very nice. A lot of great technical setups, a lot of low risk, high reward setups. I mean, you name it, DPW was awesome. So FTEK, I do think we have some really good opportunity ahead today. So again, we know our overhead resistance levels. What about support? What if the stock starts selling off, right? What if it can't start moving on up and it starts moving on down? Where's support? Well, right now we do have these lows from pre-market right around $5.28, right where we came down and started to bounce. We called this around 550. We got our first initial bounce, but it did come a little bit lower, down towards around the $5.28. So right now, that's going to be, you know, a level of support right around 528 or 540. So I would say somewhere in that 15-cent range. Again, 525 to 540 is being the best support over on FTEK. We cannot hold those levels up. What's the next target to the downside? Well, $5 natural support, right? $5 is the second toughest line for a penny stock to get above. And once it's above, it holds as really great support as well. So if we cannot hold the 525 to 540 over on FTEK, $5 is our next area of support. Below that, we have 478 right off those post-market resistance, a little bit of pre-market resistance as well, some post-market support. We can see that that 478 was validated and honored multiple times, not only yesterday, but this morning as well, right? Below that, if it cannot hold 478, how low can it go? Well, probably just looking at these lows, right? 425, $4, 366, just looking at all of these significant pullback lows as far as being support if we continue to come down. However, I don't think we're going to have a red day. I think we're actually going to see this move up over pre-market highs, possibly up into the $8, $9, $10 range. I do think that FTEK is going to be our #1 top gainer today. It's holding up its gains really, really well. It has a lot of volume. It has a lot of attention. Traders are excited, right? The last couple of weeks, the market hasn't been extremely hot. We've had 60, 70, 80% top gainers. A lot of inconsistent stocks. Stocks setting up, failing, then pushing, right? A lot of inconsistency in the market. Yesterday really set a new tone. DPW completely just crushed it yesterday and really brought my confidence back in the market as far as stepping it up, taking some size. I believe these stocks can set up and actually move based on the technicals. So again, thank you DPW for, again, shifting those market conditions, setting a new tone for the market. And I do think we're going to have a fantastic day today on both FTEK and DPW. Now we do have some other stocks as well with news. But again, I wanted to talk about the hottest, the top 2 stocks, get those out of the way. Make sure you add those to your watch list, as this is where 90% of our focus is going to be. But let's go ahead and dive into some other stocks that we have that currently have news this morning. So we do have SPI. SPI, we talked about this at 8:45. Phoenix Motor Cars deploys 2 electric shuttle buses to the city of Santa Cruz. So what makes this press release significant? It's really not a hot press release when you look at it. Is there any hot keywords? Let's go ahead and open up 1 second. I actually just made something today. You guys are going to like this. Hot keywords to look for in press releases, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4-star keywords. So again, when we're looking at press releases, it's important to understand, is the press release significant? Do we see phase 1 trial? That's pretty decent. It's a 1-star keyword. When you see keywords like met primary endpoints, that's hot. Those stocks rip and run. That is a 4-star keyword. When we see Carl Icahn's name in a press release, that's another 4-star keyword to look for in press releases. So what's significant? Do we have any hot keywords to look for in this press release? Well, they're deploying 2 electric shuttle buses to the city of Santa Cruz. So when we really look at it, no. Again, it just kind of seems like it's an average kind of blah press release. But what makes it significant is the fact that it's in regards to electric shuttle buses, the EV sector, electric vehicle, right? What have we been seeing the last couple weeks, guys? What have you been seeing? NIO, BLNK, XPEV, Tesla. I mean, so many stocks in that sector ripping and running consistently over the past couple weeks. So that's what makes this press release significant over on SPI. Why else is it significant? It's a previous supernova stock. Think about it from a psychology aspect. Everybody remembers SPI. SPI went from $3 to $45 in a single day. It was what kicked off the supernova season market, right? So when we come back in the market and we see SPI gapping up and it has news and it has volume, what's the first thing that pops in our head? Supernova, previous supernova. If it did it once, it could probably do it again. So traders are like, okay, let's keep SPI on high watch, right? SPI is a low float stock. Again, 10 million, 3.2 million shares traded so far in pre-market. It's currently gapping up about 51%. And it does have decent news in regards to the EV sector. So SPI on high watch. So right now we do have bottom support at 13.73. We do have resistance at $16.08. We need to re-break 16.08 if we want to see those highs of 18.86. And the next target would be $20. All right, so let's go ahead and mark those levels up. 18.26, $20 right now. Bottom support off our first little area of resistance at 13.73 over on SPI. Excuse me, and that would be, in my opinion, number 3. So FTEK number 1. DPW number 2, SPI number 3. We do have 4 other stocks with press releases. I've scanned through these. No hot keywords to look for. Nothing super significant. Pretty just average, basic press releases. And when we really dive into these stocks, we can see that there's really no activity. Traders aren't focused, right? So CANG, it's moving up. It's gapping up. It has a press release. But look at the volume. It's barely trading 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares. Is this something that we should be focused on right out of the gate? No. but it's worth putting it on your watch list, right? So add it to your watch list, mark up your areas of support and resistance, and if it does start moving, if the mob does shift, you're prepared. You're ready to go. You know that there's a credible reason for the stock to be moving. You know where support and resistance is at. You're prepared, ready to go, and you're doing better than 80% of the other traders in the market that are not doing this. So again, we know there's a press release. It's a lower float stock. Is it a low float stock? No, it's 75 million in float. CANG 75. So it's a pretty high float, but it's only trading 100,000 shares. So again, add it to your back burner. Be mindful of it. If it does start moving on up, you're prepared, ready to go. Moving on, SNDL, another large float stock, 174 million, but it is trading 122 million shares here in pre-market, hitting highs of 50 cents, giving almost everything back all the way down to 34. Again, add it to your back burner, start setting up. If it starts looking good, we'll definitely jump on board. We'll look at it, get prepared, see if there's any opportunity over on SNDL. And we do have a press release as well. It's nothing crazy. They're going to participate in a 2020 cannabis conference. Is that a hot press release? Not really. Yes.
The
WIMI. Yep, we're moving on to that. That's on the bottom of the watch list.
Okay, cool.
So then we have OPTT, Ocean Power Technologies. Again, this is a previous Supernova stock as well. We'll keep this one on watch. Low float, 23 million. With 6 million shares traded so far at 50%. We do have a press release as well. GV, another stock that's moving on up. Again, it's a large float stock. It's a medium float. 22 million in float, trading 100,000 shares. Again, it's not doing too much. I don't even want to keep that on the watch list. And then as Beth was just saying, WIMI, I saw that come through chat. WIMI announced that the hologram product WIMI Hologram Softlight has been approved by the FCC to enter the US market. It's pretty good news. I got to add that whole FCC approval to our hot keywords. That's a pretty good press release. So we need to keep WIMI on high watch. We take a look at WIMI. It's currently gapping up about 20% or so. So let's scroll on down and see what that float is. It's 11 million in float, trading 2.9 million shares. Real quick, we have 15 seconds to go. Marking up these highs real quick. That spiking high at 820 resistance. Looking at these lows, I would say 683 support. There we go. Well done, Josh. You had 10 seconds to get her done. You got her done. So WIMI, again, quickly looking at that daily chart right off these lows, lower shadows, some previous resistance. I would say somewhere down towards around the $6.80, the $7 area as far as support. High day resistance, $7.65 with next target of $8.20. Woo! My goodness! I got to start doing this at 9 o'clock a.m. so I can easily just go through this because I feel like we just get talking. Time flies by so quick that 20 minutes is nothing. But let's have an awesome day, team. Let's make some money. Let's get those profits up in profits chat. Let's absolutely crush it today. Let's come into the market and crush it tomorrow as well. And let's have some fun while we're at it. So questions, comments, concerns, guys, let me know. Other than that, let's go ahead and get ready on over to DPW. Again, I wanted to see if this was going to wash out of the gate.